Hi, this is TSG Multimedia's Dan Cortopassi, and today I'm reviewing an HO scale GP60M and GP60B from Fox Valley Models. Both of these models are highly detailed and come factory equipped with low-sound DCC decoders. The GP60M includes most of the details you'd expect to find on a Santa Fe unit: correct snowplow, MU hoses, uncoupling levers, ditch lights. The windshield wipers are especially nicely done. The model comes with KD number 5 couplers, and they're mounted at the correct height on both ends. The B unit is also nicely rendered. Both units include freestanding grab irons, and I like the electrical MU cables draped under the pilots. The rear ends of both models are as detailed as the fronts. I did find one small paint flaw on the walkway areas where there's a step. The yellow stripe should continue across the end of the walkway, and on these units it doesn't. The tops of both units include lift rings, sand filler hatches, and freestanding grab irons. The GP60M also includes antennas. One thing I'm disappointed about is the yellow stripe across the top of the GP60M isn't correct. It extends too far forward. The grille detail on the fans is a little bit thick, and while the dynamic brake fans are acceptable, I think that the Q fans are totally wrong because they're missing a lot of the details that really make a Q fan look like a Q fan. The little lift ring brackets are on the edges and the conduit that runs out of them. These look more like the old type of fans that you'd see on a GP40 or something like that. The truck detail on the models is pretty good overall, although I think the shock absorbers on the fireman's side are a little bit too small. Also, the side frames seem to lack a little bit of depth. Something about them makes them look flat, as opposed to some other models that I've seen where they have more of a relief. I do like the plumbing on the model, where the air filters are and the air tanks. And I also like the way that they've simulated the C-channel underframe, which is very visible on a silver unit like this. Both models have walkway tread, and the steps have perforations, but they're not see-through. The model includes a cab interior, which is nice. I also like the rear view mirrors. The sunshades are very thin and appear to be made of metal. However, the one on the fireman's side of my model was mounted crooked. The model picks up current from all 8 wheels, and all 4 axles are powered. All of the wheels match the NMRA standards gauge. It would have been nice on the trucks to see some sander brackets and some brake lines. That's one thing that kind of shows up on a silver model like this and is not present on the model, but that's something that's fairly easy to add. These 2 holes in the bottom are actually for the packaging. There are screws that hold the model inside the box, and if you want to take the model out of the box, you have to unscrew them. Now, I'm not really reviewing the packaging per se, but to me that does limit the usefulness of the box, because every time you want to put the model back in the box, you have to screw it down again unless you want it to rattle around in there. Both models run very smoothly and quietly on DCC. The performance of the B unit is similar to that of the A unit. By default, the B unit has its horn sound enabled, which really isn't prototypical, but that's something that can be easily changed with programming. The ditch lights don't flash when the horn sounds, which is correct for Santa Fe. I am disappointed in the brightness of the lights, however. They're just way too dim. The paint color on the pilot grab irons and the uncoupling levers is incorrect. It should be overall silver. Only the ends of the uncoupling lever should be yellow. These models list for $299.95 each. I actually paid $229.95 each, so it pays to shop around. Now, in models that are this pricey, I really expect them to be perfect, especially by today's standards, and these have some flaws. So I'm going to take off a spike for the fans being so badly done. I'm going to take off a spike for the paint flaws, and I'm going to take off a spike for the lights being dim. So my final verdict on these is 7 out of 10 spikes. If you or your company make a product that you'd like us to review, please drop us a line at reviews@tsgmultimedia.com.